President Trump had his address to the joint session of Congress, not technically a State of the Union address since he's only been in office for 40 days. It's really kind of to lay out the plan and the vision and everything like that. I had said on my little morning, skidoo about if he will stay on track, stay on message, that'll be a great benefit to him and not go off the reservation. And he really did it. I mean, he really stayed on message. Remarkably so. I did have one friend of mine, libertarian, never Trumper, who sent me a tweet last night saying, he's horrific. He's a horrific speaker. All right, look, he's no Ronald Reagan. He's not going to be the great orator, but he gave a darn good speech.
He gave a darn good speech, and I thought when it ended, almost as soon as it ended, they said, "Chris Wallace, what do you think?" And Chris Wallace said, "Tonight is the night he became president." And I think, all over America, people watched it and said, the things we're hearing about this guy being a complete moron and nut are probably not true. I thought it was extremely strong. He's very good at keeping things simple, right? It's simple language that you can discern. The guy sitting in his living room, he doesn't need a thesaurus at all, and there are some things he does that if you go look at, I'm anxious to get home and read the transcript, because there's things in these speeches that he says, and sometimes he repeats himself and so forth, and makes points over and over and whatnot. But he was pretty good at that last night. It was, and the thing about it is like Jennifer Rubin this morning, I couldn't
Your
wait
favorite
to get that
person, it seems.
She's like, obvious he needs to hire a speechwriter. No, it's not, because we had the oceans would recede and all that. This is not a lofty language presidency. This is an action presidency. And, it's a guy that he's going to do a lot of stuff that bear explanation, right? Here's why I'm doing this, America. This is why this counts. This is why it's important. And he's going to – that needs to be done in terms that America understands.
Right. And so here's some of the comments, too, you were mentioning. So we had, one of the most remarkable ones was Van Jones. Mm-hmm. So here's Obama's green job czar, communist, really, yeah. And he said, he became president of the United States tonight in that moment, referring to the tribute to Ryan Owens, the widow of the SEAL Team 6 who died, member who died in Yemen on this raid. He says, there are a lot of people who have a lot of reason to be frustrated with him, fearful of him, mad at him. But that was one of the most extraordinary moments you have ever seen in American politics, period.
Right.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And then you have George Stephanopoulos. There you have it, the president's first address to the joint session of Congress. The theme was Renewal American Spirit. The president says the message is one of unity and strength. And he spoke for exactly an hour on Trump policies. Scott Pelley said a profoundly different speech from the president without anger or blame. Lester Holt, President Trump, wrapping up his speech to the joint session. Exactly with many interruptions of applause, hitting the notes we heard in the campaign and early administration. Wolf Blitzer delivering an important and powerful speech, his tone clearly different than the speech he gave at his inauguration. Brian Williams, Donald Trump delving into some soaring rhetoric there at the end, easily the most traditional speech he has given in public life, if you will, some lofty promises, some lofty pledges. There were some complaints about people saying, well, it's short on details. But these speeches really aren't for details.
Right.
They are the program and the plan, and you don't get into the weeds in the speech.
This is a 30,000-foot speech.
Yeah.